Hi everyone, I'm Solid Snarf 86, the director of the Haruhi Fandub here at BTDubs, and we're back for another commentary, and this time it is The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, Episode 3, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, Part 3. And this time around I'm actually joined by more people than last time. First off, we've got No Khan, who plays our Itsuki Koizumi.
Hello.
We've got Singing Samane, who plays our Mikuru Asahina and does the SFX editing.
Hiya.
We have Codemaster, who edited this episode and plays our Kunikita.
Yo.
We have Haru Solo 1, who plays background characters and is one of the co-founders of BTDubs Inc.
Hi.
We have Stell, who plays our Haruhi.
Sup?
And we have Nakoto-chan 18, who plays our Yuki, our Ryoko, and is doing the editing on episode 4, and is also another one of the co-founders of BTDubs Inc.
Hello.
It's a lot of people. Well, this time around we're going to be doing yet another commentary. We're going to be talking about what we enjoyed about the episode, what our favorite voices were, the little editing tips, pretty much the same thing we've done the last two times. Before we get started, I want to address why we re-uploaded this episode. The reasoning behind it was because the first episode had a deadline. It was the end of the year, December 31st, and we didn't feel that it met expectations when it was released. There was a couple of things wrong, editing-wise, sound effects-wise, just different things that we needed to get out of the way and fix. So that's actually why we re-uploaded it. And we really do thank all of you for watching it again to bring the views back up on it, because I know it was at 85 when we removed it. So thanks to all of you. We're sorry, but it just didn't meet our standards, and we hope you all understood. So, as usual, you're going to be watching this commentary along with us, unless you'd like to just hear us blathering on. So when I count down, I'm going to count down to 1 and then say go. And when I say go, you're going to press the play button on the actual video on YouTube so you can watch it with us. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, wow. It's old lady Samane.
I forgot about
Me.
that. Yeah.
Attractive voice.
I didn't like that line.
Oh, that's right. We start off in the very beginning with Nakoru-chan's really long monologue from Yuki.
Oh yes, that monologue. Jeez. I think out of all the Yuki lines, I did that one for the monologue the most.
Did you recorded this in separate? Well, you recorded that in like separate waves, didn't you, or did you do it all at once?
I did it in 2 halves. I did like the first half up until when she takes the pause, because she pauses because it pops up and says Haruhi Suzumiya, I think. And then I started the second half after that.
I'm so sad. This is the last time we get to see this opening for an episode or so.
Actually, I just noticed something with the
Basically.
title. Haruhi was in katakana, but it's a common Japanese name, so it should have been in hiragana, which doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it might be because they wanted people to read it easier. I don't know.
Actually, I
Yeah.
find that Haruhi is often put in katakana instead of hiragana.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
For people who don't know what we're talking about the Japanese language.
Hooray!
We've talked about this opening so
Yay.
often and how it
Yeah.
spoils other things in the series, like the movie and everything, and how we see Ryoko's
Yeah.
knife and all that.
Also, this was sung by our own Stell. Stell, would you like to comment on this?
I really want to re-record it, to be honest,
Well, the
with
good
better
news is
harmonies and mixing.
you have the movie to re-record it for, so.
Yes.
That's true.
That's good. I'm glad.
Again, this was Stella's idea to do this. I actually wasn't planning on doing a dub of this song, so I was actually really excited when she was like, yeah, I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
See,
We're all happy
even if
about
you
it.
pass the auditions and weren't really part of the group, you can still make input on the project.
She did pass the auditions. And it's
Indeed.
again, addressing what I addressed before, we're not replacing any of the kanji or katakanji in this show because we don't want to edit it. So you're not going to see any removal of it or false subs in there. I might put them in as annotations later on, but it won't be actually part of the episode.
Well, it kind of works because most of the time the stuff that's put up is usually said
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, she's the stuff in this scene that she's talking about actually that pops up is just parts of her actual Japanese dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, that word
Like that
archipelago,
Haruhi
I had
Suzumiya.
issues. Archipelago is not an okay word, I've decided.
It is not.
Oh, no. No, it's not at
The
all.
first time I recorded it, I called it an archipelago because I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Archipelago, that's cute.
Oh, I'd like to compliment on Samene's work with this sound effect right here in particular, and how it was synced pretty well and matched what the original animation had.
Oh, the static sound effect.
Yeah, the static.
It wasn't quite as perfect as I wanted it to be, but I think it did the job.
Really? That sounded perfect.
Yeah, it's not quite as similar to the original dub.
Hmm.
Which you should go listen to by supporting the official release.
Support the official release. But watch ours too, because we love viewers. If you want to watch
Yeah.
a better
Both.
dub, watch ours. But if you want us not to be sued, go watch the official one.
Like,
Yeah.
comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
I think this little back and forth between Kion and Yuki in this part is one of my favorites.
Yeah, again with Suwaba and his ability to just it sounds like you're in the same room with him, and it's just the way that he interacts. I mean, he's got to be. I've never asked him, but he must be bouncing these off of someone or have someone else reading them to him.
Who knows?
Because he sounds
Maybe
legit.
it's a trade secret.
Yeah, he's like in a conversation with someone.
Yeah, like whenever you put Suwaba with any random conversation in the show, both characters actually kind of sound like they're actually talking to each other. Even like, I guess it's also because of the other actors how good, but like, for some reason it always just works between all of our actors that they always sound like they're actually talking back and forth at one another. And
You know what I'm sorry. Since it's on the scene, I've always wondered why Yuki has so many doors in her house.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there's like 4 doors in her house. There's like 2 behind Kion, and then the one behind her where, spoiler alert, Kion is sleeping. But there's
With
a
Mikoto.
multitude of doors in the house. And she doesn't have a bed because she doesn't sleep, so...
Sorry.
I'm
Well,
guessing because the integrated thought entity just got her a random vacant spot, and this was probably like a family building.
I love Nicole's Yuki here. I love how both her Yuki and Ryoko sound nothing like her actual voice.
This
I
part,
tried.
since I had problems with Vegas and it lagging so much. Okay, really quick with the episode, Vegas kept crashing on me because so many sound effects were being put in and so many lines were putting in as well. So there's like 13 tracks going off at once. But in this scene in particular, the lines kept some lines didn't even play at all during the preview, so I couldn't tell if anything was synced together. So I had to render the video over and over again just to make sure it was working.
Well,
Oh
there's
dear.
a funny story, voice-wise, with that kind of thing going on in episode 2. It's not really related to this, but Singing Samne sent me a preview copy of episode 2, and there was a part where Kion says a line, and he said it 3 times in a row. And at first I thought my computer had frozen.
Nope, that was just a mistake.
Also, I really like the sound effects in this scene.
The clicking, click-clack.
They were so well done.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I had fun putting those in. There are just certain sound effects that I kind of grow attached to because they're like, oh, they're so perfect.
I love how Yuki just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, she's just like, hello.
I actually
wish
panicked
they
for a
could.
second when we first when the episode was first uploaded because I thought that Yuki made noises in this scene, and then I realized that no, she actually didn't.
Yeah, she's just like a...
I thought I had failed miserably and forgot to send them in.
I don't know if any of you have played Othello, but it's really hard.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
It's Itsuki showing up.
Oh, geez.
I love him so much.
He's in the call right now, still.
I know.
Yes, I am. To be fair, I really didn't like my Itsuki voice at all going into this, mostly because I've actually never done Itsuki, and being a big fan of Jannyeong Bosch, I honestly hated my voice when I auditioned for Itsuki. But I guess it was good enough that you guys liked it, so I thought might as well give it a shot.
Well, there's a funny backstory behind that. When you did your audition, Nakoto-chan actually fangirl squeaked and that you put in the episode.
I
Yep.
couldn't
She said to her,
help
"I didn't
it.
do it." She
Like,
threatened
you
to hurt me.
used to be my favorite character in the show too, and then I heard your voice, and just when you turned around and said that "I love you" line at the very end of that little mini speech, I died. I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Con. It was they were actually trying to decide between two Koizumis. It was you and me actually for the role, but because Nicole loved it so much that you ended up getting the part, and I admit defeat. You are the better Itsuki.
Ah, well, I guess I should thank Nicole then.
I always
Yeah.
felt I always felt bad during this scene. Well, basically from the beginning
Great
because
sound effects there, by the way.
yeah, amazing sound effects. When we first casted the show, we casted it all at once for the whole series, except for 3 characters. So with our Itsuki, he was waiting for his first episode for about 6 to 7 months before he got to record. So I still
Yeah.
think it's funny that the voice didn't really change much from your audition.
Ah,
I think it's really cool. Like, his voice fits in with everyone else's.
I love that one moment there where it shows a shot of all 3 of them, and Haruhi's just like smiling there, frozen, with Mikuru just frozen there too, and her arm just plops.
When I was recording the scene when Haruhi is basically stripping Mikuru, it was so funny because the people down my hall would, like, knock on my door and be like, "What are you saying?" And it's just so funny. And then it was like, "Guys, stop it!" And then they'd be like mocking me. They'd be like, "Come on, girl, strip!" And I'd be like, "Stop it, you guys!"
Oh my gosh, how embarrassing! I'm
Okay.
always really scared when I'm recording Mikuru lines because it's obviously a lot of squeaking and squealing. And oh dear, if someone hears, I just feel like I'm gonna get in big trouble.
Again, as I did in the first episode to Singing Samane's parents, I apologize to both of you. But as we were talking about before, there's always that 1 or 2 lines in every episode we work on that we just we focus on, we love, and we play over and over again. I think in this one of them was actually Haruhi going, "Come on, girls, strip," and we just played it over and over.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it happened.
It's just so rhythmic how you said it. It was perfect.
I love how happy Haruhi is. She's just so proud of herself in this scene.
Mhm.
That's
Throwing
right. I
this
just
out there
molested a
right
girl.
quick.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just before, the glasses sound effects were like probably one of my favorites in this episode.
Oh yes, yes. When she pulls the
Yuki's
glasses.
gotta have her glasses.
Mhm.
Was that stock, or did you actually record yourself taking something off?
No, that was stock.
Ah.
There's very few things that I actually make myself. Probably fleshy sound effects are all self-recorded, just like a light tap and things like that.
It's
One thing
usually easier and it sounds more realistic when you're doing them yourselves.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yourself, just like that.
Like I recorded that pencil and I never ended up putting it in.
I'll never forgive you.
That sign there says "No bike or scooter parking." People actually send us messages asking us why Keon's bike is missing later on in the episode.
I'm surprised nobody really pays attention to that.
It's because, as I said before, we don't put in subs or annotations. But you're not supposed to park your bike on in thoroughfares in Japan like that. It's against the law, so your bike gets impounded.
I never really imagined bikes being impounded like regular cars. So does that mean there's like a giant lock on the wheel in the parking lot that you have to go to the DMV or whatever it is?
No, they pick them up and take them to the police station, I think.
Oh.
Little spoiler in the books here later on in that little cafe there. What's her name? Emery Kimadori starts working there to spy on the gang.
So sneaky.
The 3rd alien.
She's so short.
She's so cute.
Oh,
Look
you're
at her.
right. She's so short.
I always, like, whenever I kept thinking things there, I just kept seeing that frame, like, why is she so tiny? One thing I'd like to talk about in the music right here is this particular track when Mikuru runs off and like turns to Kyon. The song, like in the actual show, the song ends on a certain note, and that note gets isolated and echoes, and it's very ominous and everything. But because I didn't have the original track, I had just a soundtrack. Like I didn't actually have all the instruments and everything. I had so much difficulty, but I managed to listen. I just pretty much like slowed it down and sped it up at random points, and it was annoying.
This is actually one of my favorite scenes to edit because it's just there's not really a lot going on, but there's like gentle birds and the music fits really well and just covers everything up, and it was just really fun to record. The only thing I had trouble with was there's actually two monologues going on at the same time, one normal speech and one echoed speech. It happens in both the Japanese and the English dub, but I couldn't make out what she was saying, so I kind of just had to improv a little bit for what she was talking about.
Yeah, we've had that problem with the script before, where in Haruhi, to make it more realistic, they have characters talking underneath other ones, and it's really hard to separate the dialogue. Actually, in episode 4, there's a speech the history teacher does, and Nikoro-chan and I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out what the heck was being said.
Oh
I
my
literally
gosh.
sat there. I literally sat there with it turned up, with nothing around me, just silence, like pushing my earbuds into my ear as hard as I could just to hear what this guy was saying.
So when you see episode 4 and you hear the history teacher, believe it or not, he's actually talking about real history. So go ahead and give it a listen.
That's really
Might
cool.
learn something.
Can we isolate that track and just put it in a random video?
Yes.
I love how sweet Mikuru is here, because like she knows for a fact Kion is openly telling her she's lying to him, and she's trying very hard to explain all the things that are going on.
Those shoes, they look like they can break.
It's
These are
it's
so cute.
it's I love this scene also because it's funny. She's trying really hard to, I'm from the future, and that anyone that comes up to you in real life and says I'm from the future, like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. But
You just came
Kion's
out of that
actually-
bathroom stall and asked what year it is. Okay.
And Suwaba really does play it well in this scene. I mean, he generally sounds concerned about Mikuru, and actually sounds, I don't believe this, but I'll let her go with it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it alone because she's adorable.
I also like Samane gets like really into this scene, like, no, wait.
Well, it's the first time that she actually gets a lot of lines that she's not like, oh, geez, I'm just so scared of everyone. She's actually speaking like a normal person, which made
Yeah.
it really fun to record.
She's got a little butterfly hair clip in her hair.
Oh, this scene in particular, trying to sync her saying that's classified and Kyon speaking. So I'm glad this was a Blu-ray copy because I needed to zoom in onto her face and just see a small pixel move for her mouth, so I know that's what she's saying that's classified.
Oh.
It was very
That's dedication right there.
because the English dub is actually off sync.
Yes,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
it's actually off sync by what, like a millisecond or something. It's not synced for some of the mouths. I've actually had to watch it several times to make sure I was not messing up.
No, but in that scene in particular, there's a part where Kyon's talking and her mouth is moving, but you can't see it because it's too zoomed in. And since this is Blu-ray, we can actually barely see the mouth then.
Again,
Thank goodness for quality.
be sure to watch
Mhm.
these episodes at 1080p and see
I
the amazing.
don't think I synced that mouth well, damn it.
Just
Oh
slightly
no.
delayed.
Oh
The best.
no.
Oh, the judgmental part here with Stell is amazing.
If you notice right here, you can see that Kion's bike has been already impounded.
Yes. His bike is already gone.
By the way, I love the way Koizumi's dressed in that scene. Like, fanciest out of all of them. With the...
Oh, Koizumi.
He's a very fancy man. Very stylish.
Whack Donald's.
McDonald's.
No, it's a W.
That,
Oh gosh. It was
that
what?
floaty walk.
Wick Donald's.
Oh, Haruhi looks so mad.
She's stomping away.
This is the hardest line for Nicole to record her here.
It was actually.
Was it really?
Yeah, the what and the O were so difficult. I couldn't get the tone right. I don't know why.
Yeah, because
I
they're
have
kind of short.
Slides
for
across.
that where it's
I think the biggest issue with Yuki is I'm so used to playing characters that are like really upbeat and like happy and like ready to do everything.
I don't
And
know
then
why,
Yuki
that
is
scene
so
always-
monotone.
That phone
I don't
scene
know.
always gets me when he gets up.
Mhm.
I love the sound effects used here to make the sound like it's actually coming through a phone.
Yeah.
Static.
Also, Stell's emotion in that was really good.
Oh yeah, I
Ugh,
listened to
Yeah,
this.
that was
Yeah.
amazing.
I listened to this live 9 times. It scared the hell out of me.
I yelled so loud for that, and I felt terrible because it was late at night, and I was like, I'm sorry, guys.
It kind of makes sense though. Like you're yelling at a late time, but you're yelling like, "Do you know what time it is already?"
I guess so, yeah.
I think that last Mikuru line was the last thing recorded for the show.
Well, for this episode, yeah.
Doesn't Kyon just look adorable right now? Sorry.
Like how
He
Haruhi.
has
has
a really
his
nice
moments.
outfit
I love how Haruhi does little pouty lips.
too. Mm-hmm.
This area here, by the way, comes back in Endless 8.
They both look
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of chibi
Mm-hmm.
in that scene.
Yeah, a little bit.
The maps, by the way, are telling him where he can go to pick his bike up and where he's allowed to park. Little
Oh,
Wow.
this
flat
Haruhi line coming up here. I really
Oh, it's
enjoy
gonna
it.
happen!
Shh. Just listen.
Yeah.
Like, no, but the send
Yeah.
me some of that praise. It was just so rhythmic that I kept playing it over and over. I'm like, this is hilarious. Why?
It should be noted the reason it's so hot here, just a little story info, is that this episode actually takes place in the beginning of June. So they're still wearing their spring uniforms, and apparently, according to Haruhi, they're not allowed to switch out till the first week of summer. So they're probably sweltering in those things, because Japan in June can get really hot.
Indeed.
Okay, there's something I need to say about this wicked long monologue I'm having with yeah, I'm blanking on his name for some reason.
Suwaba?
No.
Itsuki.
Yeah,
Itsuki
so-
Koizumi.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
basically-
meant with the other guy.
Yeah, but when I do my lines, I usually do them as one long take in order to keep myself in character and keep the same voice. And having to go, and I did this actually like 3 different times, and I could never get it right. So I really hated the way this sounded coming out. And then I actually had to redo part of this, and then having to re-get into the right voice and get everything back to the way it like sounds, so everything sounds consistent, was like my own personal living hell for like a good 3 hours trying to re-record some parts.
Oh,
So I
no.
honestly, watching this scene back, I hated this scene so much.
Yeah, we had him redo the.
Yeah, I feel bad because
Because
I had
it's-
you redo that very late in production. But
Well, no, it's my own fault because I couldn't really get the lip sync match. Even after when I noticed that it really wasn't right, I had a hard time matching the speed of the original voice.
No, yeah, I'll admit this was actually a very difficult scene, like voice acting wise. I'm sure Johnny Young Bosch probably had trouble with this one too. But
Yeah.
I'm really glad the retake was actually really good, that I was able to fit it in perfectly, and thank you for working with us on late notice like that.
It's no problem.
Promise it won't happen again. Hopefully,
Funny
maybe.
thing
Don't
about-
promise that. Don't promise that.
That's why I said maybe.
the funny thing about these episodes, I've noticed the voice actors always like beg me to let them know when there's going to be a part where their mouths aren't moving, because our actors actually watch the episode and then sync. You know, we do official syncing, so
Yeah.
we try to get the actors to actually sync the voices before we sync it. And I think the funniest things are always when Stell or seeing Samina come in, like, oh, thank God they're not moving their mouths. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
like with Yuki when she's covering her face with a book or something. It's like, oh, yes. And it's always fun.
My favorite line.
I'm so excited.
Well,
when
that was the one thing that I hated, was that monologue that she has at the beginning of this episode was mostly her with lip flaps. So I couldn't even like try to go through it without it. I had to sit there and sync every single line with the lip flaps, which was ridiculous.
One thing I really enjoyed between this
Yeah.
this scene, actually, with this exchange between Koizumi and Kyon, or Nokon and Suwaba, like, it kind of sounds like there is some chemistry between the two, when in actuality they were recording it separately and they don't even hear each other at all.
Well, it's not even just that. It's also, this is Nokon's first actual episode. So these people have already made like a kind of non-existent family over the first 2 episodes, and he just kind of pops in. And he really does fit well with the rest of the cast. I mean, you wouldn't even notice that we've recorded each of these episodes separately. You'd think they were all recorded at once, and he's already met all these people.
Mm-hmm.
And he really does fit really well into this. I actually really like how this exchange goes. But that's the same thing with all of our voice actors. It sounds like they've all met in person. I assure you, none of us have met in person. This is all done over Skype and the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Mm-hmm.
The power of love. Lots of dedication. And hard work.
Friendship is magic.
Back on the foreshadowing thing,
Yeah.
by the way. Earlier in the episode, Yuki foreshadows Kion's attack in episode 4 when she says that a integrated thought entity alien is also trying to take proactive methods. And Itsuki here is actually foreshadowing events in episode 5, and he's... Oh, yeah.
I noticed that this is the first episode Kion actually screams, so this is like, you're gonna notice a lot of mic distortions with him, because I guess his mic just can't handle it. But that's what you get for Fandubs. We don't have professional grade equipment.
Yep.
Mikuru's so cute there.
So this is the third ending to the Haruhi trilogy so far, with our actors singing these. This one's done by Codemaster.
Yours truly.
Hooray!
At the end of this song, he actually said some naughty bits, and we had to take it out.
Yeah.
He did this all in one go.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
it in one
one
take,
go.
and I hadn't edited it, and I was like just rushing to get this out for review, and so I'm like, at the end, I was like, one take, mother beep.
Yeah. He's a one-shot wonder, guys.
But then
Wow.
that was actually like my 5th take, but I did it in one go. So actually when I recorded this, I was dancing along with it. Whenever it's the
Yeah.
song specifically, I'm always finding myself dancing to it as I'm singing it. And I was actually moving just now.
Has like
Yeah.
a magic spell it casts upon people.
Yep.
Fortunately, I'm sitting, so I can't do the spin coming up. Also, we're using Christina V's lyrics for that, like we did with the opening.
And that was the 3rd episode of Haruhi that just ended.
Hooray!
With that episode, we obviously got a new cast member, someone that had finally joined. So after that episode's finished, we finally have the full SOS Brigade, which is our main principal cast actually, and very few Fandubs actually get to that point. So I'm actually really proud that that episode came out. In these type of things, it's very rare to see a Fandub actually finish more than one episode, and we have pretty much all of our voice actors finally showing up. So I'm just really pleased that that episode released. I'm pleased that we're still going with it. But we've gotten to the point now where we go to our final thoughts on episode 3, and then none of these people that you heard complaining about it for the last 30 minutes have to ever watch it again. Ever. Ever.
Yay!
So we're going to start. We're going to go around. The first person we're going to talk to is Nakota-chan, 18. What are your final thoughts on episode 3?
Episode 3 was when I got to really shine as Yuki, finally, with that ridiculously long monologue. And overall, the episode came out amazing, even though we had to take the original one down and re-upload a new one. But with everything that was fixed, everything turned out awesome. And I'm really proud of all the efforts that are going into this Fandub, and it's showing that just because you're amateurs doesn't mean you can't make something that's amazing. So, good work, everyone, and can't wait to see how we do in episode 4. Hooray!
Hooray! Stell, your final thoughts on episode 3?
Episode 3 was really exciting just because Koizumi was introduced.
You
I
really do
seriously,
love
like-
Koizumi.
I really do. I can't help it. He's just so adorable. He always has that sly smile on his face. And I don't know, he's just so cute. But episode 3 was also it was a relief and a challenge for me because Haruhi yelled a lot and she is very angry. And I don't really get angry at all. So I was like, I have to be angry now. That's odd. And I felt like really, really bad and stuff, like with everyone down my hall. But it was really sweet because Haruhi didn't have as much verbatim as she normally does. So it was also like really chill for me as well. But everyone did so fantastic and I enjoyed the episode. So I think it's pretty sweet.
Haru Soul 1.
I am really happy about this episode because this is what I think is the gathering of Titans, because all of our main voice actors are they're introduced, and we get to hear most of them explain themselves. You know, you get a long time to hear them. You get to kind of settle in with their voices when you hear their monologues. So I'm really happy that it all came down and was put together well.
No con.
Yeah, so this was basically where I had my first actual role in this fandub, and I actually, being my first time voicing Itsuki, I'm very happy that you all liked my voice, and I hope all you watching like my voice, and hopefully I can work on it better, and hopefully get it to a point where I'm more satisfied with it myself as well. And I just want to thank you guys and everyone watching for helping me, you know, supporting, letting me, well, basically welcoming me to this fandom, kind of. So thank you.
Aw.
But I just wanted to point out that while he was giving his conversation here, Stell's in the background going.
I didn't get to
I'm so excited.
You're laughing.
It's so funny.
Singing Solitaire.
Oh, does it have to be me?
Yes.
Okay. As always, I think this episode was fantastic. I think it really shows that everyone put in a lot of hard work and a lot of time and dedication and a lot of love. And everyone, as always, came together and everyone really shined in their roles in this episode. And agreeing with what Harusol said, it was the first time everyone was together, the main cast. And that was really cool. And of course, I got to do a lot of lines that weren't screaming and squealing, so that was really fun too. So all in all, I am happy to have participated again in another good episode.
Codemaster, let's hear your thoughts.
Oh, what? Oh, that's right. This is a thing. Well, I noticed something just recently that as an editor and putting since I'm in charge of putting it all together, I'm actually the first person to ever see the episode full. And well, I wouldn't say whatever. What?
I do too. I see it too.
No, you do the sound effects. I put in everything together. Well, you saw episode 2 full first because you edited episode 2. I didn't.
And this is the moment this commentary falls apart. Thanks for all coming. We're sorry that one of our voice
Brian.
actors and one of our editors might kill each other before the next episode.
Well, I'm not editing episode 4, which makes me sad. But I really did enjoy how episode 3 came out, and the whole editing process is so much fun. Just seeing all of everybody's hard work and being able to put it together. I'm actually the first person to actually see it all together at once when I'm editing an episode. So it's a job I really enjoy doing. I'm glad that our Nokon, our new Koizumi, he fit in so well with the rest of the cast that I had a lot of fun editing his lines and adding him to the entire cast and seeing all of them play out together. Of course, I'm not going to be editing episode 4. That's going to be Nicole's job, and I hope she does an excellent job with it. And I'm still going to edit the music. Music editing is fun. And yeah, also thanks Samine for her hard work with the sound effects. Without her, we'd be missing a lot of footsteps.
That would be a lot more silent.
Yes, it would.
And every character would float around.
Yes. And yeah.
And then our Haruhi wanted everybody to know that she had misspoken.
I didn't mean to save her, Beta. I meant to save her both. I'm so sorry.
We all know that everyone watching this has already judged her harshly. And we understand that.
For shame.
Everybody that's judged her, we agree with you and totally side with you, and we will be sure to report
No!
in the next episode of
Stop it!
Auditions are open for the role of Haruhi.
Oh,
don't say that. Don't say that because people will get all excited.
Yeah.
In closing,
You know I'm kidding, Cell.
in closing for this episode, a lot of things went right with it. A lot of things could have gone better with it. I'm still very pleased, again, as I said, about how this turned out. I enjoy the fact that we've gotten to a third episode, the fact that our entire cast is now together. And it can only get better from here. I'm very excited about episode 4 coming up in a couple of months now. And just every time we complete one of these and they come out, it's just always it's just amazing to me that we can actually produce something this high quality with the sound effects and the music and the voice acting and all that put together into really, I think it rivals, as I said, the actual dub. So not too much to add on that this time around, but thank you for watching these. Before we go, we actually have a few announcements with this this commentary. I'm being reminded by Haruhi to shout out. She's going to give you a shout out, by the way, in her Haruhi voice. We're going to ask her to say something for you guys. But here's the thing. People have been asking when the next episode of Haruhi is coming out. It is going to be March 29th. And that is being told to you now because a guy named Ryan Finder 226 has been eagerly awaiting our March release for episode 4. He attacked our Haruhi Next Year trailer and then also posted on our Burn Up trailer. Very excited about March. So Ryan, we're happy to say that March 29th is when you get to see Haruhi episode 4. I'm really sorry that it's going to take so long. I know you want to see more of it, but we're actually recording 3 episodes at once. So hopefully you'll be able to get all 3 of those really fast and you won't have to wait too long. But for now, please just calm down and wait. I want Haruhi to thank you herself for waiting. Go ahead, Haruhi. Tell Ryan Finder thank you for waiting on you.
Attention! Ryan Finder 226. I just wanted to say thank you so much for following the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And because of your excellent performance, I'd like to make you an honorary member of the SOS Brigade. I'd say my brigaders would agree, am I right?
Yep, you can join the Esper organization anytime.
In the words of the Data Integration Thought Entity, you are Sugoi.
Right. You can be an honorary time traveler anytime.
Thanks for watching.
Wait, you're all what?
So there you have it. Your very own special message for following us and all of our trailers and kind of being a little bit of a stalker. That's okay, because that's what the SOS Brigade really wants.
A stalker?
A stalker.
You bet.
So thanks for being so adamant about watching our show, because it's guys like you that actually keep the show going. And I know I've said this the last 2 times, and I'll probably say it well into the future. But the more you guys ask for, and the more you guys watch it, the more we're going to be doing. So keep watching Haruhi. Of course, we always support this official release of this because those people worked really hard too. Not as hard as us though, but pretty hard. So support them. And I guess we'll see you next time. I guess the only other announcement I really have is the next episode, which will be coming out on March 29th. So go ahead and mark that in your calendars. Episode 4 on March 29th, 2013, with our editor, Nikoro-chan 18.
Hi.
Our sound effects editor, Singing Samane.
Mm-hmm.
Our music editor, Codemaster.
Yo.
Our Haruhi, Stel.
Sup.
Our Itsuki, Nakon.
Yo.
No.
And Haruso 1, who doesn't do anything.
Hi.
Might be the Anyway, guys, until next time, which will probably be in about 3 or 4 months from now. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. I'm Solid Snarf 86 again. Again.
Oh my
Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. I sounded like
Again.
like
You were there.
second.
You totally had it.
I know.
Good.
I
Good.
sounded like I was confused by who I was.
Hi,
I'm
I'm Solid
Solid
Snarf.
86.
Hi.
Again.
I'm Solid Snarf 86, I think.
Again? I'm Solid.
All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'll let the ghost pass through whoever's microphone that was. Yeah, you heard it too, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I did.
3. It would scare the shit out of me. I just heard like a body being drugged past someone's microphone.
Right. Like an hour. It's been like an hour since we should have been doing this. All right.
I'm just gonna mute my mic.
I'm sorry. I counted to 3, then you hear a body.
How is that funny? That's terrifying.
It's funny because it's like here at BTDubs, we try to make sure our voice actors arrive on time. Our Keon didn't show up on time. And all you hear is.
All right, come on. Lock it up. Are you okay there, Brian? Do you need me?
Oh God!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Are you okay?
Now we know where the body was going.
Nakan, come on, what's wrong?
Sorry.
Oh my
Kind of dozed off while I was sitting in a rolling chair. Not smart.
God. Okay.
I'm good.
I can't
Ignore that.
I can't
I
glad I
apologize.
recorded
I
that.
can't even laugh like hard, or I'll start choking.
Alright,
There we go.
let's start before someone else gets
Okay,
killed.
So I guess Nakan, you'd be like, you can join.
I just want to know what everyone has to say.
I guess you could just be like, you can join the Esper Union anytime.
It's the organization,
Is it an organization?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the organization.
Join the organization.
The Esper Union.
Esper Union. You
They
can
don't get enough
Esper
hours.
Congress whenever it's in session.
Or so we
You
just
can
get
actually
hours.
get your trial.
So do I just go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can join the Esper Union. Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Oh, good job, guys.
That was cute.